Hi, my name is Dylan Bentley, and I'm a 68-year-old collector, and I'm here to show you my Wonder Commer, or Cabinet of Curiosities. So, right now, it's the year 2065, and this is my first specimen, which was discovered in 2015 and purchased in 2021, 1 year after I began collecting. The original person who found it in an abandoned suburb outside of Phoenix, Arizona, and the computer mouse actually dates back to 1998, and it's a piece of history from when home computing first became a thing. It's one of 2006 remaining on Earth. After trackpads became ubiquitous, no one wanted to use the mice anymore, so they recycled most of them, and this happens to be one of the remaining ones. So that's pretty cool. The second specimen was discovered in 2019 and purchased in 2020. It's believed to be a model of a mountain range told of in the stories of an early 21st century's most famous writer. And so we don't really know why it has polka dots all over it, but we think it was a college student who was unaware of its soon-to-be fame that was trying to import it into some kind of software that could make it into a 3D model. So, yeah, kids need to learn to respect the things they find. This was originally ceramic and it looked beautiful, but this kid obviously didn't have respect and ruined it. And specimen 3 is my most interesting. It was discovered in 2014 and purchased in 2041. It's believed to be the bone of an extinct sea creature. Carbon dating shows it's approximately 20 million years old, and I purchased this from an archaeologist friend, because you know having friends that are archaeologists gets you some pretty cool stuff. And yeah, I purchased it the year that it was discovered in 2014. It's pretty cool. It's part of the spine of the whale, or sea creature. We're not really sure exactly what it was. So, for the second half of this video, I'm actually going to be myself, Dylan Bentley, and I'm just going to talk about what kind of problems and issues I ran into with doing this project, and what kind of considerations I made about translating between the digital and the physical. So, the initial first part, making the mouse, wasn't that difficult. I just did general shape creation to make something similar to a mouse, and then I outputted it on the 3D printer. That wasn't too technically difficult. I just ran into problems with blending specific sections together and getting surfaces that worked, and then exporting it watertight as an STL, which wasn't too much of a problem from Rhino into STL as much as it was actually modifying meshes and things later. So this was pretty easy. The actual physical translation of the object with physical means, I used a lighter to burn into each of these pieces in order to give it a mountainous and like a look like it was terrain. That was actually not too difficult. At first I sliced it in half and I didn't really know what to do. I was thinking I could put them together and make a cool mountain type thing, but it really didn't look good, so I figured I would make each piece into its own like terrain, so it kind of looks like terrain. So, unlike I said in the first half of the video, the actual reason for the coloration, well, it was half true. I did need to get it to import better, so I painted it so that it had identifiable features instead of having the slick look that this did, and especially when it was burned, it was really reflective. So that was a problem I ran into, was actually re-importing the object into the computer with 123D Catch. Then, from this, I translated this, and I actually worked mostly with the mesh rather than working with the NURBS editing, because I wanted to maintain some of the complexity to this that I would have probably not have been able to maintain going into NURBS from a mesh. So, I duplicated a lot of the pieces of this one. This was the one that I imported. You can kind of see some resemblance with it in there. But the main things that I ran into trouble with were with importing and working with physical things and getting them back into the digital world in an effective manner, and then also with visualizing and imagining how to take something digital and make it into something interesting that was physical, that could also tell a story, which is kind of difficult to do. Yeah, I didn't run into too many problems, but nothing that I made is of extreme complexity. So it makes sense that I didn't run into a ton of problems. But I'm happy with what I made. Thank you for watching.